I want to thank you again for having the patience uh, um to stay. Let me put this here. Thank you for participating tonight and coming to participate in um in our broadcast tonight. The questions that we will be tackling tonight is when a woman or a man, depending on who it is, refers to. But you all know that mainly I'm looking at solving the problem that befalls women in relationship because they suffer the most and they pay the most price, women and children. Um, Let me pour myself a glass of. There we go. What do you think you should advise? You should advise someone who do not have the boldness, the courage to walk away from an unhealthy relationship, has decided either to stay or is staying waiting for the right time to move on, or is confused, completely confused, doesn't know which way to go, whether to stay, whether to leave, whether to get a divorce, because some of these people have no courage even to go for a divorce. Some it might be because of culture that they come from, especially those from the African continent or those from Asia, those from the Middle East, people who are tied down to culture and to religion. Of course, religion is part of culture. What will your advice be? What will you tell the person? How should they stay in an unhealthy marriage or relationship? Let's go.
I know they could start secretly planning their way out, you know, to themselves and just like try to, if it's violent, just try to, just maybe try to talk to the person, let them know that they're unhappy, but at the moment they know that they're not in a position to separate because of finances or whatever, and maybe stay in another room. But you could start, it's like, that's not going to work, then you could just start planning by getting some courage from someone who cares, like someone like you, like you could help them and give them advice.
Okay.
Be the person that's strong by leading them, telling them what to say and what to do.
Okay, what will you tell? What will you advise them? You are my daughter. You've been with me for 3 years now. What will you say to such a person? Say the person is either confused or the person is just waiting for the right time or the person has decided to settle because these are the three things happening. Or the person is staying because of financial issue, as you said, or because she doesn't want to raise her kids all by herself. She wants the man to keep helping raise the kids. Excuse me. So what will you say to such a person?
Well, probably would say to stay prayerful, like, and not, for God to open doors for the situation to end peacefully, and but I would also say for them to talk to you.
Okay. So will you advise the person to stay and keep getting confused until they get crazy? From confusion
No,
to craziness?
no, they need to make a decision, and they can't be like on the fence, like you said. They have to know this is
Messi on a line.
not going to be going anywhere. So I already know that it's
Hello?
not going to work. So I have to start while I'm here in the same house.
Yeah.
I have to start thinking of a plan on how I'm going to leave.
Okay.
So that when I leave, everything will benefit most.
Okay. So in a situation in which, because we have come to know that one of the reasons why, one of the reasons why, especially when it comes to the woman, sometimes the males too, one of the main reasons why they do not want to divorce or get out of the marriage or kick the other person out is because of children are involved or house is involved or they cannot raise the kids all by themselves. They don't have the kind of proper job with a good pay that can help they can raise their own kid and so on. Some of them are afraid to go through the court system. They do not have the emotional stamina. They don't have the emotional stamina to to withstand the rigorous being with lawyers, being with the court, all kind of police. They cannot stand that. They were not made for that kind of. They were not built and wired that way. So the issue here is, what should you advise them? They are getting abused, they are getting beaten, and so on. But they know that that man or that woman has something that they need. So how do they deal with this issue? I mean, I'm talking about people who have decided to settle because they don't know where to go with this. Some are confused. If you get That's why it's very dangerous to give people who are in this kind of situation advice. Because you give them an advice of either moving out. If there are people who are emotionally weak, they depend on the man for sex, they depend on the man for money, they depend on the man for the children upkeep. And if it is a woman that is lazy, a woman that doesn't want no professional training, no education, she depended on the man, she always loved to depend on men, what do you expect? You give that person an advice and that person move out and the person doesn't have what it takes to stand on her own with her children, they will turn around and blame you that you got them out of their marriage. So that's why it's very difficult. It's a very difficult thing that you should be very careful not to allow anybody to tell you their problems, and then you tell them the right thing to do. And if they do not have the stamina, the emotional strength, the spiritual power, the financial ability, then they will want to go back to a relationship that is not working for them, and they settle. So the issue here is, what should such a person do?
They need a professional person like you. Because every situation is different, and like you said, you can't just give someone you can't just give them some advice. You know, they need a specialized service. They need to go online and get a specialized service from you, or something like that. They need something from
right. Are you aware that one of the toughest job in what I do, one of the toughest job is when people come to you. When people come to me and they are being raped, they are being beaten, nobody buy them anything. The man doesn't even like the children anymore. He himself is looking for a way out. He doesn't want the woman. He has already developed a new relationship. Sometimes the woman already know that this man already has rented an accommodation or paying rent for another woman and pretending not to have money to take care of her and her own children. She already knows all this. Sometimes the man move out of the house, still paying rent on that house, or sometimes not. and or sometimes the man moves in with another woman, and then this woman who has gone through abuse with him is calling me to pray for God to send the idiot back, because since he's now with somebody else, because there is something instinctive in a person, a man or a woman, when one they see that you are with another woman or another man for relationship, they become envious, hatred, anger, jealousy burst out. And now they want that man back. Not really they like him, but because they don't want somebody else to have him. You see what I mean? What do you advise such weak people? You know, Miss M, you should help us tonight, though. Renee, help us, please, sweetie. Help us. You know, I have seen a man, the wife, he tortured the wife tortured him, then the wife moved out with the children, live on his own, they sold the house, and after, and the man, and the woman now develop a new relationship with a new man. This man loves the kid, was doing things for the kids. Real. He's a real man. Send the children to the best schools. The children mixes with his own, and it was a great family. And immediately, the old husband, the old customer, saw that there is a man in his children's life doing good. The children, if you look at them, they changed. Their hair was well braided. They look beautiful, new clothes, new shoes. Each kid has his own room. Instead of three kids in one bedroom, each kid has a room. And now he's jealous. He now wants the woman back. He now starts going to prophet and pastors to ask for prayers, including places that he shouldn't go, places of darkness, to destroy that relationship in order to bring the woman back. That's what we call control, so that nobody can have her. And I see women do that too. How do we advise this kind of people around the world who are facing this kind of situation? How do we advise them? What should we tell them that they have never heard? And even if they've never heard it, let's tell them. Even if they've heard it all over, let's tell them tonight. What do you want to tell these women?
From my experience, I would say you can't give to others what you don't have. Obviously, for a woman who will run back to a man that has been abusive to her for years, it's not a normal thing for someone to do.
Yep.
So if that person recognizes that, the first step is to acknowledge the problem. He has been psychologically messed up, mentally, and in most cases physically. She has to tell herself the truth. She needs to heal first. She has to heal first. And that is the first step. Once that is taken care of, then she'll be in the position to make a decision. Because if she is not able to make that decision, she's not in a place to make a good decision. She will always go back. And it will become a cycle.
Yep.
And that situation is a very deadly situation to be in. So if I'm going to advise that kind of a person, I will always tell him, the truth, which is you need to tell yourself the truth. This is what you need to do. You have to heal. You have to tell yourself the truth. This is a toxic relationship for you. You cannot depend on this person. You can't afford to go back to this person. But
Okay.
So when the healing takes place, then you can begin to make plans for the future.
Okay.
If that has not happened, you need to believe in yourself because in
Wow.
the end, you will go back. And most importantly, a woman has to have something that she's doing. There are resources out there, that can help out. Maybe not what we want, but there are things that you can do to help yourself out initially. And living. So those are the things that you can help them do. It takes a while, but they have to be willing to go through those programs to help them be independent again. And that involves going to safe housing. Safe housing is um, willing to go to a place where she cannot disclose where her location is in the city, so that the man does not find her, is not able to find her, so that they're able to help her to retrain if she needs to retrain for some kind of job, or if she needs to go back to school. But when you sign up for this kind of program, there's always a condition. It's either you have to work with them to get a divorce. See, in my own case, I wasn't ready to go through the divorce at the time.
Okay.
Because of a bunch of stuff that were going on. It would have cost me nothing if I had let them help me, but I chose not to for personal reasons. In the end, I had to find my own divorce. It cost me money, but if I had to do that all over again, I probably would have gone with them. But
Wow.
there's help out there. But you need to prepare them to know that the kind of help they're going to get is not what they are thinking in their mind that they will get.
Yeah.
But it's something to start you somewhere with.
Okay.
You just have to be strong for your children.
Yep.
For me, my children they were my driving force. Every time I want to give up, I knew I had to do something for them because they didn't ask bigger, and I was never about to disappoint them. I had to make sure that life was easier for them. Even though it wasn't my fault that, found out in that situation, but it's they don't know the difference. They just know that they're in a bad place. So it was my job to protect them and make life a little easier. So there was no option of giving up. You're going to either fight or you die.
Wow.
And I chose to fight.
Wow.
Make life better for them.
That's good. Victoria, write this down. Write this down for me. Why do people in unhealthy marriage delay a divorce for a very long time? Why do they delay a divorce for a very long time? After the I want you to type out the different things that we have not done so far. Victoria, are you listening?
Yes.
Yeah, type it out and email it to me immediately. I will need them because we will need to do those things. Is there somebody else that has something to add to why people without why some people let's put it back this way. What should be your advice to somebody who doesn't have the boldness and the courage to leave, to walk away from an unhealthy marriage? What should be your advice? How should they stay in such a marriage? Excuse me, in such a relationship? They don't like it. It's very unhealthy for them, but they cannot go out of it. Miss M, thank you so much.
Can I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
One of the things that made me decide that I was going to leave for sure was one of the officers that came to the house. When I was revived and brought back to life, she asked me what happened. I really didn't remember most of the things. All I remembered was, what happened, the little that happened, but then I didn't remember the things.
Wow.
And she told me, she said, you can't be here. We've had neighbors call us several times to this place. In this case, obviously have seen too much. If this goes on again, if I show up here, I promise you, I will make sure that these kids are taken by the state.
There you go. There you go.
Because you are an enabler. You are enabling this man to abuse you and abuse these children.
Yes.
You are
yes.
to see what they're not supposed to see, so you're part of it.
You see,
and I thought, wow.
Mark her word. Do not become an enabler to a man that is destroying you and your children. Stop becoming an enabler. Go ahead, my dear.
At first I was angry at her and I said, okay, but if you just ask her, but she just threatened me. She said, I'm not just threatening you, I'm just making you a promise. And wow. Anyway, she was, a woman just like me. And I thought, wow. So I sat down and I looked at the whole thing. And part of me said to myself, well, she's right in a way. Maybe that's not what your intention was initially, but if you really look at it, this is the effect that this is having on the children. You can't keep saying you want to stay in the marriage because you want your kids to have a father, but you are actually
okay.
allowing the kids.
Hold it. You can't keep saying that you want. Listen, what we are doing, this is Holy Ghost thing we are doing. Don't keep saying you are staying in an unhealthy, abusive relationship and marriage because you want your kids to have a father. That is a very dangerous thing. Very powerful statement. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you are a man and you are being abused, stop saying that you cannot afford your kid not to have a mother. And then there is another word that she's used tonight, enabler. Those are words. Those are words of a poor thinker, an enabler. You want to stay in an unhealthy marriage because you want your kids to have a father. That's not right. Before God, that is wrong. Because you are putting the law before your life. You are putting the law before your life. The law that your church made up for you, not God made it up. The law that they've decided to interpret to favor them. And you are putting it ahead of you. Jesus said the Sabbath was made for human being, not a human being to be sacrificed for the Sabbath. That's why the leaders of the Jewish community will want to enforce the law. If your donkey or your camel or your horse, whatever, fell into a ditch, you go and get it out, they beat the hell into you or out of you. Because you are not supposed to work. That's considered work on the Sabbath. But the same people, if their own fell into the ditch, they will go and get it out. See how it is? And Jesus is saying to us, put your life ahead of what everybody else is telling you. Because we are so much influenced by culture and by religion and by race to the detriment of your own life. Somebody will be lying to you because they know that they got you. They know that you are listening to what they are telling you that is pumping you racially charged or religiously charged. And those people who are doing it to you know that it's all wrong. They themselves will not tolerate it one single day. But they want you to. Why? Because they know that you are innocent, naive, and ignorant. And that is what they like. Arrogant people like people who are naive and ignorant. People who can just believe anything. And that is how a lot of rich people have been making their money this way. It's very easy for them to lie to you about somebody else so that you can give to them, so that you can keep them in power. And you don't know that you are an enabler to those people. Look at the people of Alabama. Trump came and charged them and told them, we cannot afford to have another Democrat in the Senate. You guys cannot. Why? He was speaking the language of Republican, hardcore Southern Republican. You are born to see Democrats as sinners, enemies, and people who are going to hell. And the people of Alabama did not listen to him. They did not listen to him and his group. They threw them out. And I think people are learning. Because one day somebody will open somebody will dig your grave and tell you, believe me, jump in there. There's nothing, everything is fine. And people will jump and they will cover you up and say, these idiots, come on, let's go. And that's what smart human beings are looking for. Cheap people who will believe anything. Why? Because they've not achieved anything for themselves. So because they've given up in life, they have so much misfortune, they didn't achieve much. So smart people are looking for those kind of people. Use them, dumb them, kill them, use them to fight their own battles. Their own children will never go to war, but they will want your children to go to war. It's all business. And that's what people are preaching to you. Never get a divorce. God said it. Which God said it? Yes, God didn't want a divorce from the beginning, but because people are not trustworthy. So God said, go ahead. If a marriage is not working, walk away. You can do without marriage. Some days God will help you. Some days you are the one who is going to help yourself. You'll find somebody who cares about you. You are not marrying because you want somebody to care about you. You are marrying because you want to build a life with somebody, which will be made up of creating wealth and happiness and creating your own too. That's what it is about. It's not about, some people marry out of religion. That's one of the most dangerous things. Some married out of race. That's one of the most dangerous things. Some married out of political and cultural group. That's one of the most dangerous things. Because those people you're thinking, because they speak your language, because they look like you, because they are like you, they think they will destroy you. Because humans are humans and they will behave like one. If the Bible says that Jesus did not trust any human being while he was on earth, do you think that he was a fool? The Bible says that Jesus did not trust any human being while he was on this earth. That's what the Bible said. And you think that he's stupid? Let me tell you what the same Jesus we are talking about told me. One day he sat me down and he said to me, that's why my life changed since I came back from New York. He said to me, let me tell you, 70% of my time on earth, I didn't look for human beings. Human beings have to look for me. You think that every day I was with my disciples, I was not with them all the time. And he showed me in scriptures where the disciples were looking for him and said, Master, where have you been? Many a time he left them to be on their own and do their own thing. He didn't need them. They were the one who needed him. He didn't need them. He didn't need humans. That's what he's trying to teach me. You need people all the time to be around you. You're going to pay a price for it. That's why they saw him walking on water and they thought he was a ghost. That's why they are all busy talking, eating, drinking. Jesus is busy sleeping. And when problem broke out, they come to wake him that they are going to perish. That's why they are all doing their thing and Jesus is somewhere who knows where. And through scripture, we find out where he used to be. He used to be with the man who owned the house with the upper room. Who was that man? Who are all these different Marys that we see towards the end of the Gospels? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they begin to come out. Disciples that we've never heard their name began to appear like lepers. The man who owned the big house where the disciples were staying when they fled, where they ate the Last Supper. Who was that man? Who was Joseph of Arimathea? We know a little bit about Nicodemus. Who were these men? We don't really hear a lot about Mary and Martha and Lazarus. Who were these people? And suddenly, we begin to hear of Matthias. We begin to hear of the different people that we never heard at the beginning of the gospel. They suddenly begin to show up towards the end and in the book of Acts. He had a wider circle, a smaller circle, very little circle. And then outside that circle, he has trusted people, but he never trusted any human being. He never trusted his life into the hand of any human being while he was on earth. That's what the Bible tells us. And you want to go and trust people. And when they become scorpions and serpents, you won't like it. Why not be like Jesus? You can trust people to some extent. 60%, you keep 40% to yourself about those people. Because you don't know what they are going to do in the future. When money and power show up, people will change normally. They will change. They will never be the same. That's why people can be very religious right now. Until money show up, you will know. Until power show up, you will know whether they will still be the same. And even if they are the same, they will never be the same.
Bishop,
Yes, my dear.
I have a loaded question for you.
Go ahead, my dear.
And let me preface it by saying, okay, one of the people, Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott King, she was aware. I heard an interview that she did, okay, and it was very profound. She said that she was fully aware of her husband's extramarital affairs. And the interviewer asked her, well, why did you stay? And her response was that I was not married to a man. I was married to destiny.
Wow.
So my question to you is for that couple, okay, in what they consider an unhealthy relationship, is the man or the woman is having extramarital affairs. Is that but everything else is hunky-dory. Everything else is working fine. If you're married to destiny, should you leave?
What does she mean, marrying to destiny? There's nothing like being married to destiny. Are you married to the destiny of the man?
She said that she knew she was called in life to be with him.
Okay, let's tackle it. Everybody should help. Let's talk about this. The point is that what I will say is this. The question that the person who was interviewing him should have asked him is this. Did you love what the man was doing? Do you like him to be sharing himself with some other woman, giving some other woman the money that should have belonged to your family? Do you like that? Or are you with him because he's a famous man? Because that is what it is. What she's talking about, that she's married to destiny, that is not true. That is a sign of somebody that at the time that she was awakened to see that the husband has extramarital affair, perhaps she didn't see it, perhaps she sensed it, perhaps somebody told her. The question is this. The question I will have asked is this. And what I think happened is this. This man has become famous, and she is now with a man, not out of a sense of love, a sense of caring and nurture. She is with the man out of a sense of fame. It's about fame. The man now has fame. The man can call the world for money, and they will give him any amount of money that he wants for his crusades about black injustice. So she's now married to fame and money. She's not married to the man. So tell her to shut up. Shut the hell up. Tell her to shut the hell up, because she is just as wrong as women who are married to men who are billionaires and millionaires, and they are screwing every woman, whether good, bad, and ugly, all over the world, and those women kept quiet. Remember that movie by Medea? Remember that movie by Medea? When that girl came crying that Medea's son is having extramarital affair. Remember what Medea told the daughter-in-law? He said, "Look at me. I'm married. I'm married to his father. His father is doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. He has all this real estate. He has all this money. I will be stupid to walk away from all this. I'm in charge of it. I am in charge of it. I'm in charge of his real estate. I'm in charge of his money. So I have to stay and enjoy. And I myself, I am free to screw any man that I want. He doesn't care. I don't care. So what's the problem? Why are you crying? You go and do what I've been doing. I have told you how to handle it. And stop worrying yourself. So where big money is concerned, people are now married to the money, and married to the real estate, and married to the books, and married to the money, and to hell with the rest. So tell her that if she says she's married to destiny, tell her to shut the hell up. That's good. It's good that they're all dead anyway. Yep. Where money is concerned, people will pretend. Please write that down. Where money is concerned, people will pretend. That is all good. They are all holding hands, doing their wedding anniversary, birthday parties, and so on, riding in glittering cars that, if you look at it, is second hand, that has been painted, flying in jets. They change the engine, polish it, and so on, cost them little or nothing, and they think the rest of us are fools. A lot of them are married to the bling bling ring and married to the wealth and the fame, and they want the rest of us to believe that it is well with their soul. And when they come to church and they say, "Let us sing from hymn number this, it is well," and they all are singing, "Well, well, 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 with my soul," and they are singing, "It is well with her soul," because she has money to do whatever the heck she wants. She's married to fame. That is why all these women, you don't know how annoyed I am when all these wicked men goes about screwing all the women in the world, and when they are caught, when they violate the 11th commandment, you know what the 11th commandment says? Thou shalt not be caught. When they get caught, you see them, they bring these innocent women who are their wives to stand by them to say a word how their husband is good. He's just been caught doing something wrong, and you are standing by him. You are standing because you are married to fame, to the bling bling ring, to their houses, to their power, and he has also given you opportunity for you to be in control a little bit. And that is what it is. Maybe that's the way we should be ending this thing tonight. This is how it is. If the man has given you opportunity to be in charge of his wealth, why do you want to go anywhere else? Except you are a strong woman, you are putting aside money for yourself. You don't want to go through, some women will want to go through a hectic divorce because they want to put him to shame too, so as to regain the full force of their personality. Others will stay there because they don't want to go nowhere. They feel there is no man that will be able to be famous, wealthy like he is. They don't like him. Many a time they are not sleeping together. But before the crowd and before the outsiders, they put up a show. A lot of marriages is a show. There is nothing like being married to destiny. Oh, I hate to hear this word tonight. There is nothing like being married to an assignment. One of Bob Marley's wife was saying the same thing. I was watching a documentary on Bob Marley, and they said, you knew that you saw women fighting in your husband's hotel room, and you were called to come and separate and remove women. She said, yeah, I was just like a mother to him now because I have an assignment with him to do the music of Jah. I said, rubbish. I turned it off. I didn't want to look at that. I thought that was silly. You don't like the man? But he's bringing in the money. He's bringing in the fame. So you stay. You settled. So tell those kind of women to just do the shut up. They've been married. They are married to two things. They were married to the man. Now they are married to his fame and his wealth. Tell me if that man didn't have wealth and money and fame, whether those women would still say the same thing, that they are married to an assignment or married to a destiny. What destiny are you talking about? Who destined you in the first place? Who gave you the destiny? Come on! I've answered your question. Is there somebody who want to add more to what I'm saying tonight? I'm married to destiny. A lot of women already knows that man, a dog is better than him. Because dogs don't sex at all time. When I think it's an insult when we say that somebody is like a dog. It's an insult to dogs. Because dogs only get busy when is the time to procreate. All these animals, that's what they do. So it's an insult to dogs. But these men are more than dogs. So they are in a category of their own. And a lot of women already know that these men love everything that wears skirt and blouse. Good, bad, and the ugly. They don't have self-control, or that's how some men use sex to control. Some men love to be among women for control. I've seen pastors and prophets that people want to leave their church and they stand in the pulpit to pronounce curses on people who want to leave them. I think that is so wrong. For people who don't pay their tithe, they come out openly to oppose them and annoy them and shame them. That's wrong. There are people who have been on the pew for years. They are qualified to be pastors and prophets. They have all the gifts. But because they don't have no money, nobody ordained them or trained them for that. You guys know all about it. And somebody walked through, the drug dealer walked through the street with cash and put $5,000 in that pastor's hand. Next Sunday, that guy is gonna be made a deacon. And the next 2 Sundays, that guy is sitting on the in the pew, in the altar with the pastor. That's why not having money is a bad thing. You should start thinking about it. Not having money is a bad thing. Not having wealth is a disgraceful thing. And I think we've reached a point where when Christians refuse with all their gift to go and get some money, to work, to produce product and services, I think it's about time that God should send angels to start flogging people. People are dying and going back to heaven with their giftedness and talent that we never used. If I'm God, I'm going to send you right back. You're going to come back here and use it. And a lot of women know that these men are like this. They are controlling. They don't love her. This man doesn't like her. But he wants somebody to show off. And they go ahead with it. So sometimes these women know what they are getting themselves into. Sometimes these men knows what they are getting themselves into. If a woman is the power and the money, they know what they are getting themselves into. It's when they cannot control what they think they were controlling that they now start looking for help and start complaining. So all this time, why didn't you complain? I tell people, if you see that the man in your life already has a woman, a strong woman in his life, why can't he marry that woman? And he want to turn you into something else that you are not, to bring you in. Are you serious? And set you up for failure? Rene, ask the next question.
Oh, that was it.
Okay. Miss M, do you have something to support what I'm doing? You know that you are my supporter.
I wanted to say that
No. Nancy, what is wrong with your phone? Your phone used to be very loud and very clear. What is wrong?
okay, so is this better?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay, if a woman is married, she should, and she has children, she should say to herself, would I want my daughter or my son to be in a relationship, the same type of relationship I am with my husband?
Yep.
Okay, and then would she want her daughter to be abused the way her husband is abusing her? And then if she says no, I wouldn't want this to happen to my children, to be in this relationship, then she knows she should get out of the relationship.
There you go.
Why? Because she is teaching her children to accept a bad relationship.
Yep.
Amen.
That's true. Go ahead, Nancy. Go ahead, Nancy. That is powerful. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's what I did. I said, would I want my daughter to be in this type of marriage? And I knew I would never want her to be, so I knew I had to get out. That's what made it easy.
What people do not know, Nancy, this is one of the things that people are not told. Because of the way human actions and human intent and human secrecy, because of the way these things are, I will start, instead of starting marriage as a relationship, I will go back to ancient European way of looking at marriage, or ancient Igbo, the tribe that I was born into. The way we used to look at marriages and relationships in ancient time, it was entered into as a contract and as a business. That's the way marriage was looked into. And if that passes, then the love, then the emotion, then the relationship, then all this come into play. But marriage as a business, whereby you are given, a wife comes into your life because she's coming to help. You get a husband because he's going to be a strong provider and a protector. Those were 2 reasons. He is the one going to get the fame, going to get the money to better your life. And you are to help him in every way. If he establishes a business, he can ask you to run that business. And you better be prepared to run that business, run the money, run everything. That's how they were doing it in ancient Europe and in ancient Igbo culture. And then the emotion come later. Nowadays, we put the emotion, the sex, the emotion, the all this, the chocolate, we put it first. And we do not want to discuss the main things. That is, that if it is not there, the marriage or the relationship gonna die. We don't want to discuss the money things first. Those are the things we should be looking at. The money, the professional training, the education. Instead, we are putting sex, we are putting children, we are putting all this. We are not putting houses, wealth, money, the things that are the structures, the foundation, the character, the truthfulness. This man will never leave you to go and do something outside that you don't know. Everything must be agreed to. That's how they used to do it in ancient Europe and in ancient Igbo culture. Parents were involved in helping you determine whether you should go into this. You may be the one bringing the man or the woman to your parents or to your families, and your parents now help you to see into the person. That's the way they used to do it. So what happened to that culture? Instead, we are putting the chocolate ahead of manufacturing the chocolate. And that's why it's not working. And women who knows better, some of those women, some women, let me tell you, some women are very smart. They marry because they need help, and they are going to use that man to get the last dime to settle themselves. Before they leave that place, they'll build 2-3 houses for themselves. Quietly. Sometimes the man might know, sometimes the man might not know. And if anything happens, they have something to fall back on. And some women are very, very stupid. Idiots. Same joint bank account, same car thing, same this, that, same loan, same that. And you don't know that the man is a fox. He has all the information, and he will one day, when he thinks that the pressure is too much on him, he will do you wrong and lie about you. So you should be prepared that marriage is not just a sweet relationship, it's a war. It's a business. It's a war. You might be married to a man, who came into that marriage to come and destroy your seed and to destroy your family. That's his agenda. Or a woman who came to do the same. Someone who came to have the children and the house and will fight you to get everything for himself or for herself and throw you out. It's just like you can start a business. That's why I like Nancy. I was talking some business things long time ago with Nancy, and she was giving me advice on how I should do it. Because you can run your own limited liability company, non-profit, this, that, corporation, and your partners can vote you out, can buy you out, can throw you out, and take over what you work hard for. That happened to Steve Jobs. He almost died. And you see, he didn't even live to enjoy the fruit of his labor. You have to be very careful. Marriage is a warfare, not just a fanfare. What we are looking at is the fanfare, the fun, the wedding. There are some couples who come to me, they want to have a certain $1,000 wedding. I told them, listen, you are not going to do any wedding. When you leave your office tomorrow, I'm coming to your house. Bring witnesses. And just bring a few things. And we will do it, and you guys will continue as though nothing has happened. Sign it. And I'll go and take it back and report to the government and give you your marriage certificates. Have copies for myself. And live your life quietly. Because sometimes you never really know. People go about celebrating hundreds of thousands in wedding. For what? And at the end of the day, that wedding doesn't stand. It's destroyed. In fact, it seemed to me like the most costly the wedding, the less that wedding is even going to stand. That's what I've come to see. Look at Princess Diana's wedding was the world wedding. Now they are going to do another one next year. The royal family, they always use wedding to attract the attention to an empire that has fallen. I had people who were in the House of Representatives back in my country who I was living with their man at that time. He went to that wedding. The whole world was invited. Where did it lead to? Scandal? And Prince Charles went back to his old girlfriend. When I saw Diane began to befriend that Egyptian, that Muslim guy, I said, she is stupid. She is stupid not to know the history of Europe. That those connected with a Christian monarch, whether a queen or a king, cannot be allowed to cross over to another religion. You will certainly die one way or the other. And my friend, who is a cardiologist, who did medicine at the London School of Medicine, we were talking about it. I said to him, listen, my friend, this girl is not going to make it. She is stupid. She is just stupid. What is it that is attracting you to a Muslim guy? I don't care whether his father owned Harrods. And she went ahead and did it. And not only that, she was rubbing it in the face of the British monarchy, taking this man's kid, her kid, to go and be with a man. And that's the no. You don't do that in I studied world history, so I know how it goes. You don't do those things. You are not allowed to. And one way or the other, they will eliminate you. Whether they will eliminate you by white man's witchcraft or they will eliminate you by the craftsmanship of the underground business, they will do it to you. Because you are not going to put them to shame. And look at it, it happened exactly as I said. So marriage is a warfare, a fanfare, a business, a relationship, a contract, an ordinary thing, an extra. Everything is involved in that. And you don't just take one thing and then you leave the rest. That's why I tell people, don't spend money trying to do a wedding. Don't do that. Do low budget wedding and continue your business as though nothing has happened. Find time to celebrate yourselves and put that money aside for yourself to do important things. That 100,000, you can put 50 down for a house. If you don't want to live in it, you rent it out and start making money. That's what you want to go and throw away and show people that you are wealthy when you are broke, when you don't have money. You go and borrow money to go and do wedding. Go and borrow money to go and bury somebody. Are you serious? I've warned my mother never to call me and tell me, oh, this person is connected with her, connected with the family. People that I've never known who they were. They never gave me a dime. Never helped me through college or through my life. And when they die, they expect me. They and their children expect me to send money to bury them. I don't do that. They know they can't invite me. You never help me. And you think when your son or daughter is going to get married, you come and call me to send you send me a greeting card, I put it in the trash the same day that they bring it to my house. I'm not coming. It's not important to me. The same people, if you call them, you say, man and woman, sit down, let me train you. Pay me, let me train you on what you should look out for a marriage. Before you go into it, oh, no, we know it. We already love ourselves. Go ahead. Go and do love, and you'll see how love looks like. And they will go and love. Because the man has salt in his waist and the woman has sugar on her butt. So they have to go and love. And I will tell you very soon, you will know whether that sugar and salt will be able to retain and maintain that marriage. Whether that love, whether that sex, whether that chocolate, whether that vacation in the Caribbean, whether that car, whether that jet will be able to maintain the warfare when it breaks out in a marriage. Somebody will want to kill somebody. And you'll be running for your life. The same guy who was calling you darling, when you look at him, you see a python in his face or a cobra, and you hate him. Or her. So these are not cheap stuff. These are serious stuff. I tell people to take time to do these things because the trauma that goes with when it goes wrong, the trauma that goes with it can stop you from ever achieving anything in life. The trauma that goes with it can destroy you and destroy your children forever. That's why don't rush for the chocolate. Don't rush for the ice cream. Don't rush for the wedding gown. Don't rush for the crowd to come and see that finally you got married. Don't go for it. Those are all fake stuff. It doesn't work that way. There are deeper things that you should see. If you cannot see it, you are done. Because at the end of the day, that person's real life is going to come out. And the same person who talks softly, love you, is gonna treat you like you are nothing. Like trash. That person tell you, oh, my mother don't like me, that's why I don't like them. Don't worry, let's get married. When problem begin, that man, the first person that man or woman goes to is the very mother that they were trying to pitch about to you. And that's the woman or the man or the father or an uncle or an auntie or an outside friend. That's the person who is now advising him or her. And you now become an enemy. Oh, come on. I'm married to destiny. Are you serious? I'm not married to no destiny. I will not die at my post. It is not till death do us part. If it's not working, I will leave before death comes into that. Because when one trauma begins, when one's marriage becomes unhealthy, there are two people that have been invited into that relationship. The angels of God will vacate. The glory of God will leave. The anointing of God will leave. And you will have satanic anointing, satanic intelligence, and the next people to come into that marriage. Spirit of sadness that comes with everything. Deaf and dumb spirit will come with mental problems. And the next guys that are ready to hit both of you is the spirit of hell and death. And they are always ready. They are always ready. That's why those who know will tell you, listen, if there is nothing you can do about this marriage, shut up and suck it in. Stay in it and do something for yourself. Reap as much harvest as you can until you can't take it any longer, then you leave. But if you want to stay because of money and fame, stay because of it. Because let me tell you why a lot of men and women are not faithful in their marriage is because they don't enjoy, they cannot control the person in the house. They are looking for somebody to play with, somebody to control. That's what they are looking for. It's as simple as that. Not that you cannot cook, not that you cannot do laundry, not that you are not a professional, not that you don't have your own money. The point is they cannot control you. When once that man or that woman cannot control you and think that they've lost control of you, they are going to look for somebody outside. That's what it's all about. Look at some of the women the men are going to be making love to outside the marriage. They are not even to be compared to you, who is 100 times more beautiful than those women, more educated, more professional. They are going after women with big butts, who can, with fufu head, with empty heads, who cannot even balance a checkbook. Why? Because that one call them sir. You know, courtesy girls call them sir, will do whatever they want. They treat them like, whoa. Give them some little money, they do everything for them. And you have a woman who is a lady, who understands life, how to treat a man right. They don't want that because they cannot control you. Let me tell you, there are a lot of men and women who do not want somebody to talk back on them. That's why they buy dogs, because dogs cannot talk back. Cats can't talk back. And that's the kind of women they want. That's the kind of man they want. You don't talk back, you shut up and suck it in. Either you bend over or you jump over and leave. That's what they are looking for. Even if the man is wrong, you cannot criticize him. Even if the woman is wrong, you can't talk back on her. We will bring this to an end here. The other thing we will do, maybe next year we will take care of it. If we can, we will take care of it before New Year. Victoria, what are the remaining 2 or 3 topics that we have not done?
Okay. The ones you told me today is how to handle conflict in an unhealthy relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The mistake of trying to pray or talk a person to change in a marriage.
Okay.
Another one is how to get the wrong person out of your wagon.
There you go. Please send me those 3 because
there's one more too.
Uh-huh.
There's one more. I'll send you them.
Okay. Send me all of them because we're gonna finish it before the new year. Because sometime tonight I'm gonna start reworking the office and the living room to start to put the Christmas services will begin tonight. So things are gonna be changing. Things are gonna be rearranged for the Christmas, for New Year, and for next year to fit in with how my agenda is going to be. So we'll be working here tonight and then the Christmas services will begin. And on Christmas Day, we will have Follow the Star so that people will go to consult a particular day. You have something to consult instead of going to consult astrology. You will have something powerful to consult. It's not going to be something that comes from my spirit. It's going to be something that comes from God Himself. You guys will see what I mean, and this is going to be very nice. I will really love it. And make sure you go to Holy Ghost Prayer Center to see the readings. From January 1, you will see the reading that you are going to read. From January 1 to December 31st is there. I'm going to rework the pictures and things out there one and there. So it's going to be busy from tonight till the 31st. It's going to be really chaotic for me. And I have to do everything tonight and tomorrow so that on Christmas morning, I'll be flying out very early in the morning to go and be with family. So I will not be here. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you very much for coming to this wonderful broadcast. These are things that are classic. What we are doing tonight will help some people now, but those that they are going to help are coming in the future. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with the entire global community. On behalf of our team, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And from tomorrow morning, you should begin to look forward to the Christmas services. They will begin to come out sometime early this morning or tomorrow Sunday morning. But yeah, because some places will be experiencing Christmas before us in America. So we want those things to go ahead of time. to them, those broadcasts to go, because I've come to discover that a lot of people depend on what I do for their spiritual life, which is very good. I want to thank you, and remember, if you've not sent your Christmas gift to our ministry and to Idika Imeri, the bishop, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for those of you who've already sent, and I look forward to serving you next year. Merry Christmas, and you have a very good night. You're welcome, Victoria. Messing around our line. They've been a baije. Come catch a gig, I'm game making.